Let us begin a journey through Vietnam, a land shaped by mountains, by water, and by the quiet rhythm of life. Here the earth stretches into misty highlands and sinks into emerald bays. Rivers snake through rice fields. Waves kiss the feet of ancient cliffs. From the golden dunes of the Central Coast to the wild green heart of the Central Highlands, from bustling cities humming with life to hidden valleys where silence sings, Vietnam waits. Not just as a place on a map, but as a feeling earthy, vibrant, deeply human. Are you ready to wander with me, to listen, to breathe, to let the land speak in its many voices and carry its stories with you? Halong Bay, Quang Ninh. Halong Bay stretches across the Gulf of Tonkin like a dream, carved in emerald and stone. Over 1,600 limestone islands rise from the water like ancient sentinels, their jagged silhouettes wrapped in mist and legend. Here, time slows. Junk boats drift between towering casts, and caves whisper stories sculpted by waves and wind over millennia. In Sung Sot Cave, the earth opens in silence and grandeur. At Thai Top Island, the sea glimmers under endless sky. Fishermen still live in floating villages, casting nets as their ancestors did. And as dawn breaks, the bay glows gold, a sacred moment when water and sky become one. Halong Bay is not just a landscape. It is a feeling of stillness, of wonder, of being small beside something timeless. A UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yes, but more than that, it is Vietnam's soul mirrored in water. Sapa Lao Cai. Sapa sits high in Vietnam's northern mountains, where the clouds wander low and the rice terraces cling like green ribbons to the hills. It is a land of mist and quiet magic, where valleys open like poems and time seems to move with the rhythm of footsteps on stone. Here, ethnic minority communities like the Hmong and Dao live close to the land, their traditional dress vibrant against the earth-toned fields. Children laugh in the fog. Buffalo roam near wooden houses. And the mountains, especially the mighty Fansipan, loom like ancient guardians above it all. In spring, plum blossoms scatter through the cold air. In harvest, the terraced paddies glow gold under the sun. Trekking trails wind through forest field and heart. Sapa is not just a destination. It is a journey into tradition, into resilience, into landscapes that make you feel humbled and whole all at once. Hanoi. Hanoi, Vietnam's thousand-year-old capital, is a city where echoes of the past walk beside the pulse of the present. Lakes reflect ancient pagodas. Colonial balconies cast shadows on bustling streets. And everywhere life spills onto the sidewalks, in sips of egg coffee, in bowls of steaming pho, in laughter and motorbike horns. At dawn, elders practice Tai Chi by Huan Kim Lake, where turtles and legends sleep beneath the surface. In the old quarter, the alleyways twist like stories, each one alive with smells of incense, grilled pork, and thyme. Temples like the Temple of Literature speak of scholars and emperors. Streets named for centuries-old trades still echo with purpose. And as the sun sets over Westlake Hanoi, reveals itself not loud, not quiet, but deep layered and endlessly alive. Hanoi is not just a capital, it is a keeper of memory. A city that asks you to look slowly and listen carefully. Moc Chau Son La. Moc Chau is Vietnam's highland secret, a plateau of rolling green hills, tea plantations and flower fields that stretch toward the misted horizon. In spring, plum and peach blossoms scatter across the valley like pink and white confetti from the sky. In winter, fog wraps the land in a hush. Cowbells ring softly in the distance. Children run through mustard flower fields. The rhythm of life here is gentle, guided by the seasons, by the light. Visit Dai Yem Waterfall, where water tumbles through forest, or walk among endless rows of tea on the Moc Chau Hills. The cool air carries a stillness rare in today's world. But what stays with you is the feeling of being far from noise, close to sky. Moc Chau is not grand in the way of mountains or sea. It is quiet, tender, and unforgettable, a highland lullaby in the arms of Vietnam's northwest. Trang An, Tam Cốc Ninh Bình. Trang An and Tam Cốc are Vietnam's inland seas, a world of water limestone and myth in the heart of Ninh Bình. Here, karst mountains rise like dragonbacks from shimmering rice paddies. Rivers slip quietly through caves and valleys where legends sleep beneath the stone. Boats rowed gently by hand or foot glide through a water maze beneath low cavern roofs and beside mossy cliffs. Light and shadow dance on the surface. Time feels ancient here. Temples sit tucked in the folds of mountains. Beach Dong Pagoda peers out from limestone cliffs. The surrounding fields bloom golden during harvest, glowing beneath the towering cliffs like sunlit silk. Trang An and Tam Cốc are not only beautiful, they are sacred, cinematic, and serene, where land and water merge to tell stories older than memory and more moving than words. Da Nang. Da Nang stands between sea and mountains, a city of energy, elegance, and coastal light. Golden beaches stretch for miles where waves kiss the shore in gentle rhythm. Beyond the sand, the marble mountains rise like ancient sentinels, carved with caves and pagodas. The city bridges tradition and modernity. Dragon Bridge breathes fire at night, while the Han River reflects the neon pulse of a city in motion. Yet peace is never far. On Suntra Peninsula, langurs leap through forest canopies above cliffs kissed by sea wind. Bana Hills, with its misty peaks and surreal golden bridge, feels like a dream hanging in the clouds. Da Nang is not just a stop between Hoi An and Hue. It's a destination in its own right, vibrant, forward-looking, yet deeply rooted in the rhythms of Vietnam's central coast. Hoi An Quang Nam. Hoi An is a lantern dream, a town where time lingers, and every alley glows with quiet charm. Once a thriving port along the Silk Road, its streets still echo with the footsteps of traders and artisans from faraway lands. Yellow-washed walls hold stories behind wooden shutters. Temples whisper incense and memory. Along the Thu Bon River, wooden boats float as they have for centuries, while lanterns bloom like stars on water during nightfall. Tailors work swiftly, making suits in a day. Cafes line the ancient streets, filled with scents of Khao Lao and Vietnamese coffee. The Japanese-covered bridge stands gently over time. Hoi An does not shout. It hums a gentle lullaby of culture, craftsmanship, and grace. It's a place to walk slowly, to listen deeply, and to fall quietly in love. Hue rests on the banks of the Perfume River like a memory regal, poetic, and solemn. Once the imperial capital of Vietnam, it holds centuries of dynasty tradition and reverence within its quiet walls. The citadel stands as a vast fortress of stone and spirit. Inside, palaces whisper of emperors and mandarins. Outside, the royal tombs lie scattered across misty hills, each one an ode to a different ruler, a different dream. Pagodas rise beside the river, their bells echoing through fragrant gardens. And in every dish from bún bò Huế to delicate royal snacks, the artistry of the Nguyen court still lingers. Hue is not loud or fast. It's reflective, like a poem penned in ink and incense. A city where history does not sleep, but floats gently on the breeze. Phòng nhà, cây băng Quảng Bình. Phong Nha Ki Bang is Vietnam's subterranean wonder, a realm where the earth opens in grand, silent, cathedral-like spaces carved by water and time. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to the largest cave in the world, Son Doong, a hidden planet beneath the ground, complete with jungle and clouds. The park's limestone mountains hide a labyrinth of caves, Phong Nha, with its river entrance and intricate chambers. Paradise Cave with towering stalactites that shimmer like crystal, and Hang En, where swifts nest above a massive underground beach. Outside the caves, the jungle roars with life, and the rivers gleam under mountain sun. Phong Nha is more than geology. It's an invitation to feel awe, to step into Earth's quiet cathedral, and be reminded of how small and how lucky we are. Lai Sun Island, Quang Ngai. Lai Sun is a volcanic island born of fire, now resting in peaceful blue, a place where lava cliffs meet crystal waters and garlic fields bloom beside black rock. This island, off the coast of central Vietnam, feels untouched, windswept, and deeply spiritual. To walk its edges is to walk through time, past craters, temples, and waves that never sleep. At Tavo Gate, the sun sets through a natural stone arch, casting gold across the sea. The island's volcanic origins are everywhere, in its soil, its cliffs, its rugged beauty. Temples stand at cliff edges, watching over generations of fishermen. Offshore, small boats bob near the coral shallows of An Bin Islet. Lai Sun is not a luxury escape. It is raw, real, and rooted where earth, wind, and water shape every day. A place where nature doesn't whisper, but speaks. Dalat Lâm Đồng. Dalat is a city of pine forests, misty hills, and eternal spring, a highland retreat where flowers bloom year-round and the air smells of rain and roses. Nicknamed the City of Love, Dalat feels like a romantic secret whispered by the mountains. French villas nestle among rolling slopes, while lakes mirror the soft sky above. At Juan Huang Lake, swan boats drift lazily. At night, the cool breeze carries scents of coffee and grilled corn from the night market. Waterfalls tumble through green ravines. Elephant Falls, Pongur, Datanla, each one a pulse of nature's rhythm. And all around, farms of strawberries, hydrangeas, and artichokes add color to the land. Dalat is soft but vivid, calm but full of character, a place for poets, dreamers, and anyone needing the quiet of pine trees and the laughter of flowered hills. Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City beats with the energy of millions, a city where motorbikes hum like rivers of sound and skyscrapers rise above French boulevards and hidden alleyway cafes. It's Vietnam's largest city, alive with ambition, history, and a hunger for tomorrow. By day, markets like Ben Than buzz with colors and bargains. By night, rooftop bars glow above the Saigon River. Colonial architecture, like the Central Post Office and Notre Dame Cathedral, whispers of the past, while Batexco Tower gleams with modern pride. But it's in the small things that the city charms most. The clink of iced coffee glasses, the sizzle of ban seo on street corners, the warmth of strangers at every turn. Ho Chi Minh City doesn't sleep. It surges, it dances. It invites you to feel its heartbeat, fast, hot, and unforgettable. Con Đao Islands, Marie Vũng Tàu. Con Đao is a place where beauty and sorrow breathe side by side. These islands, far off Vietnam's southern coast, are ringed with turquoise waters and untouched beaches, yet their past echoes from the walls of the old prison where heroes once suffered in silence. Today, the silence is softer, filled with waves, wind, and birdsong. Turtles nest on the sand at night. Coral reefs bloom beneath the surface. At Dam Trao Beach, the ocean glows beneath golden cliffs, and the sun slips gently into sea. But the island remembers. The Con Đao prison complex, with its tiger cages and memorials, stands as both a warning and a tribute. Nearby, the tomb of national martyr Vo Thi Sao draws visitors in quiet reverence. Con Đao is not just a beach paradise. It is a sacred, solemn beauty where nature heals and memory endures. Phu Quoc Island, Kiên Giang. Phu Quoc floats in the Gulf of Thailand like a tropical jewel, an island of sun-drenched beaches, lush forests, and the scent of pepper and salt air. It's Vietnam's largest island, but feels like a hidden retreat, wrapped in sea and sky. At Sao Beach, white sand meets waters as clear as glass. In the north, Phu Quoc National Park stretches wild and green. Down south, colorful boats bob in fishing villages, and the famed fish sauce factories hum with tradition. Sunsets at Dinko Cape turn the sky to fire. Coral gardens await beneath the waves, and luxury resorts blend into nature without stealing its soul. Phu Quoc is both indulgent and wild, a place to lose track of time and find a deeper rhythm in the tides. Baba Lake Bac Can. Hidden deep within the forested folds of northeastern Vietnam Ba Bi Lake is a place of quiet grandeur. The largest natural freshwater lake in the country, it shimmers like a silver mirror cupped by limestone mountains and ancient jungle. Mist lingers on the surface at dawn. Boats glide past caves, waterfalls, and stilt houses where the Tay people live in harmony with nature. Fairy tale names like Huang Cave and Dao Dang Falls hint at mystery, and the lake holds plenty. Here, silence has texture. The air is crisp with birdsong and breeze. In the evening, stars reflect in still waters that feel older than time. Ba Bi is not just a lake. It's a world untouched, a sacred hush, a hidden heart of northern Vietnam, where nature remains quietly magnificent. Ban Joc Waterfall Cao Bang. Ban Joc roars with a beauty both fierce and poetic. Tucked along the border of Vietnam and China, it is one of Asia's most majestic waterfalls, a mighty curtain of water crashing through limestone cliffs, pouring into jade pools below. Surrounding rice paddies glimmer like mirrors in the sun. Buffalo graze beside the river. The sound of the falls is constant, a pulse, a breath, a hymn of nature. Mist kisses your face as bamboo rafts drift close. From the foot of the falls, it's hard to believe such a place exists in silence, far from the cities. But here, water doesn't just flow, it tells stories of time, of land, of peace. Ban Joc is not just a sight, it is a force. A wild, unrelenting kind of beauty that makes the heart pause and the soul stand still. Dong Van Meo Vác Ha Giang. In the far reaches of northern Vietnam, the Dong Van Karst Plateau rises like a stone poem, sharp, ancient, and eternal. Here, the landscape is carved in limestone, and legend, a UNESCO Global Geopark, where cliffs fall into canyons and clouds drift along jagged ridges. The road from Dong Van to Meo Vác Ma Pileng Pass is a ribbon of wonder clinging to mountainsides. Below, the No Quay River snakes through turquoise valleys. Above, villages of the Hmong people dot the peaks, their homes clinging to wind and stone. Each market is a riot of color. Each step echoes with silence and resilience. Dong Van is not easy. It is raw, breathtaking, and unforgettable. A place where the land stands still in grandeur, and the journey becomes the reward. Long Kok Ti, Hills Phu Tho. At dawn, the tea hills of Long Kok roll like waves beneath a sea of mist, soft, green, and infinite. Located in Phu Tho province, This highland landscape is a mosaic of round, tea-covered mounds, each one catching the golden light like a cup holding morning. Farmers in conical hats dot the slopes, moving silently with baskets in hand. The scent of fresh tea leaves fills the air. Every curve of the hill is perfect, sculpted by decades of care and tradition. As the sun rises, the fog lifts slowly, revealing a green world so symmetrical and serene, it feels almost painted. Longcock is not loud or crowded. It's a quiet celebration of nature's grace, a place to breathe deeply, walk slowly, and remember the beauty of simplicity. Baksan Valley Langson. Baksan is a valley of perfect stillness, where rice paddies form luminous green quilts between steep limestone mountains. In this secluded land, nature and people move in harmony, quietly, patiently, beautifully. At sunrise, the mist clings to the hills. Smoke curls from the stilt houses of the Tay people. From above, the valley looks like a watercolor painting come to life. Rice fields shining like mirrors under a golden sky. During harvest, the valley glows with yellow bronze and life. Baksan is not grand, but it is graceful. A hidden treasure where you can hear the land breathe. Binh Lieu, Quảng Ninh. Binh Lieu is a frontier land brushed by wind and cloud, a remote district in Quảng Ninh, where hills roll like ocean waves and trails slice through golden grass. Often called the miniature Sapa, this quiet region is wild, raw, and hauntingly beautiful. The Dinosaur Spine Trail atop border marker 1305 is iconic, a narrow path along a ridgeline that feels like walking on air. Terraced fields, bamboo forests, and ethnic villages dot the hillsides. In spring, Binh Lieu blooms with white reed flowers. In winter, frost silvers the leaves. It's a place of solitude and wonder, a highland melody where few have walked, but many would find peace. Dre Nur, Dre Sap Waterfalls. Dak Lak. Deep in the Central Highlands, the twin waterfalls of Dre Nur and Dre Sap roar with untamed energy. The Serapok River splits and plunges into jungle-cloaked gorges, creating two of the most powerful and mystical cascades in Vietnam. Dre Nur, the female waterfall, thunders into a vast pool, its mist weaving rainbows in the sun. Nearby, Dre Sap, the male waterfall, tumbles in hidden bursts behind walls of rock and greenery. The forest here is thick and full of secrets. Giant trees arch over narrow paths. The air smells of earth water and ancient stories. This is not just a place to visit, it's a place to feel, wild, sacred, and alive. Mai Hoa Beach, Binh Thuan. Windswept and wide Mai Hoa Beach stretches along the southeastern coast like a quiet song. Unlike Vietnam's famous tourist beaches, this one belongs to the wind, the waves, and the fishermen. The sea here shifts from emerald to sapphire. Kite surfers dance across the surface when the winds rise, while traditional coracles rest on shore like sleeping turtles. Farther out, oyster farms ripple in neat rows across the water. The breeze carries the scent of salt and freedom. The horizon is endless. Mai Hoa is a place for those who seek space for breath, for solitude, for ocean whisper. Hon Yen Phu Yen. Off the coast of Phu Yen, Hon Yen rises like a gemstone from the sea, a small island of volcanic rock crowned with greenery and surrounded by shallow coral reefs that reveal themselves at low tide. When the tide retreats, a natural coral road appears beneath the water, a living pathway of color and texture, unlike anything else in Vietnam. Sea urchins dot the reef. Tiny fish dart through the shallows. Fishermen in round boats glide across the bay, nets in hand. The air smells of salt seaweed and sun. Hon Yen is a quiet wonder, not grand, but magical. A place where the sea shares its secrets gently and briefly. Nha Trang, Khánh Hòa. Sun-drenched and sea-bound Nha Trang sprawls along Vietnam's south-central coast with a rhythm both vibrant and serene. Its bay, dotted with islands, fishing boats, and coral reefs, glows turquoise under the tropical sun. Golden beaches curve gently beneath rows of palms. Offshore islands like Hon Mun and Hon Tam offer crystal waters, diving adventures, and quiet escapes. Inland, ancient charm towers stand watch, weathered and proud, whispering stories of centuries past. The city pulses with life markets, brimming with seafood motorbikes humming along the boulevard, and the salty breeze mingling with the scent of grilled squid and fresh herbs. At sunset, the sky explodes in colors. Locals gather by the shore. The sea glimmers like a jewel. Nha Trang is where ocean and culture meet, a coastal city that offers both joy and rest, both laughter and peace. From northern peaks wrapped in mist to southern rivers lined with mangrove trees, Vietnam unfolds like a poem, vivid, resilient, and endlessly alive. We have walked among rice terraces and limestone casts, crossed ancient cities and whispering dunes. Each place tells a story of mountains that remember the clouds of rivers, that cradle villages of temples, wines, and rain. Vietnam is not just a destination. It is a feeling, a rhythm of motorbikes and bamboo incense and ocean spray. The journey ends for now, but the soul will carry it in flavors, in colors, in silence. Are you ready to return again?